Hey everybody, Lewis here, our Shack Barbecue and other things. Well, today it's going to be one of those other things and go over uh, why we chose to go with a KOA membership versus other memberships as far as our camping experience and things like that. Um, so right now we're down here in just north of Bend, Oregon. We're probably, 40 miles from Bend. Um, one of my stepdaughters lives down here in Bend. So we enjoy coming down here and visiting. And I'm just going to go over the KOA campground here at, I guess it's called Culver City. Um, and then explain pros and cons of this particular campground, and then why we went over with KOA versus like Thousand Trails and other campground memberships. So let's get into this video. Regulators, mount up. All right, so where to begin? Let's begin with why. That's a pretty trailer. I like that one. Anyhow, why we chose a KOA versus other. Well, really the bottom line is price is one. I think, I want to say the membership fee I spend is probably $100 a year, if I remember right. And then of course you got to pay per night once you're there, but you get discounts and you get points and things like that. But probably the main reason that I went with KOA is up here in, at least in the Pacific Northwest, there's quite a few of them between Washington, Oregon, Idaho that we can go visit versus like Thousand Trails. A thousand that should be the first giveaway. It's $1,000, I think, for a membership to them. There's not very many of them, excuse me, up here in the Pacific Northwest, so you're really limited on trying to find camp sites. Also, during the summer months, the state parks, they fill up so quick, and they are on a reservation basis too. So you've got to plan those type of trips. I have yet to have a problem reserving a spot with KOA. When we decide we want to go somewhere, I just go online and look up the KOA, and I've always found at least one site for us to get into. Now, my trailer, it's a 30 amp trailer. I prefer having full hookups, you know, water, sewer, and power right at the site. That's just what I like. We don't do really boondocking type stuff. I do use the propane. That does work well for, you know, the hot water tank and the stove top. Really, that's the only reasons we use it. Otherwise, we use my Travel All Weber portable gas grill for outside cooking. But anyhow, this particular one here in Culver City, I'm going to go over the pros of it. Really set up for families. Got a real nice playground area for the kids. Got a swimming pool. Got, you know, yard games, table tennis, which is ping pong to me. They got cornhole. They've got horseshoe pits right over here, and they have rental four-wheel carts that the kids can pedal around their pedal, and that's kind of neat to see. You know, another thing that is a plus, they've got firewood here. They actually have propane here. So if you need all that, you have that. They have a little general store. If you forgot something, you can go in and get it, which is really nice. Then they do on weekends, especially during peak season. I'm not going to say it happens years around, because I believe this one is open year round. But on Friday and excuse me, on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I think this one, you can order pizza ahead of time and they cook a pizza and you can have it ready for you. So you can go over and get pizza. Saturday and Sunday, they do an all-you-can-eat breakfast. Now, all this stuff costs money, but they do provide that. And then I think it was, let's see, yeah, it was Saturday night. They do a light parade with the kids. And it's kind of neat. They got neon blinking lights and stuff on bicycles and walking, and they walk the whole campground, which is kind of neat just at the beginning of darkness, so you can see it, which is really cool. So they were very family oriented, got a lot of different little amenities here, and it is nice and quiet. I was surprised how quiet it was. Of course, you know, 10 o'clock, it's supposed to be quiet, but being out here in the country, I mean, and I'll show you the view of everything. It's just absolutely beautiful. We got down here on Friday, and we're late August, week before what we call Labor Day here in the States. I wanted to get down and camp before Labor Day, just because Labor Day is like the last big hurrah before fall, and everybody's out. So maybe then I wouldn't have been able to find a spot, but we got down here, you know, the week before, and was able. There was like the one right next to us was empty all weekend. We got down here on Friday. It was a little colder than it was normally is. It was probably in the high 60s. And Saturday, it was still a little chilly, but not quite. It was in the low 70s. But then Sunday it warmed back up, not a cloud in the sky. And then today's Monday, we're going to pack up and head out. And it's absolutely beautiful out here. And it's probably already 70 degrees, and it's, you know, like 8:30 in the morning. So, and it's supposed to be a warm one. And then this coming weekend, like I say, Labor Day, it's supposed to be really hot. So I'm glad we chose to come down this weekend. Which leads me into some of the negatives of this particular one. And I mean, some of them apply to all KOAs, because, you know, volume is money. The campsites are not very big. You have a picnic table, you have a fire pit, and then, you know, a little bit of a grass section here, but they're not very big. You're stacked on each other. And for me, luckily, like I said, the one on the other side of us, nobody was in this weekend, so, you know, we didn't have somebody right there. This particular one, let me see if I can flip this around and talk. Like I said, you know, you got your picnic table, and you can see we have a little bit of a grass section here. Really nice fire pit. I think, wow, that was so nice to have. And then, you know, it just goes there. This particular site we're on is site number 37. We're at the end of the row, so there's nobody over here, which is, I mean, just look at that view we have. Isn't that incredible? I'm just telling you, those wheat fields, oh my. And then I know you can't really see it with this too well, but the Sisters Mountain Range runs over there. One of the mountains is directly right there, but you can't really see it. But yeah, it is absolutely beautiful here. But to draw back of that, this is where the kids play. So yeah, even though we have this great view, you know, you get a lot of kids over in the park area playing. There's the horseshoe pits there. And then that parade, the light parade, they did a bunch of games over here at night, which, I mean, it's fine. it was just my wife and I, and then my 2 stepdaughters, and then my stepdaughter has a 7-month-old baby, which is, he's a joy. He's a ball of fun. And then we have our 2 dogs, and then my stepdaughter has a dog too that came up from Bend. Anyhow, of course, with all these people running around, the dogs are excited and happy and want to say hi to everybody, so they're barking all the time. Right now they're inside the trailer sleeping. But yeah, so that is one of the negatives about this particular site. But for the most part, you know, hey, it wasn't that bad. It was just, you know, that parade night when we're trying to visit and have a good time, and all these people are just packed in here. If you don't like that, then don't get this particular site. Get a different one. Just don't ask for site number 37. But I can't, I mean, you can, I don't know if you can see it. There's a semi running over there, but that's the highway way over there, Highway 97. You can't even hear it. So, I mean, you're out here, and like right now, it's quiet. Hardly, I mean, yeah, there's kids over at the play area, but it is just so peaceful out here. It's beautiful. Every now and then you'll get a car driving here, but it's not bad at all. So another negative, if you look at it that way, is location. So Madras, I think that's how you say it, is like 10 miles that way to the north. And then you've got Redmond, Oregon, which is probably close to 15 to, I think it might even be 18 miles south of where we're at. And there's really nothing out here. We're kind of stuck in between the two. And then Bend is another like 20 miles from Redmond. So, you know, we're close to 40 miles away from Bend, Oregon here. Let me So the location of this, if you're wanting to do stuff in Bend, Oregon, you're just going to have to drive. I mean, there's no way around that, which is okay. It's not that big a deal. But you've got Smith Rock, which is very close, which is really cool if you're into hiking and climbing and stuff like that. There's lots of lakes around here. And then you get into Bend, and it's, you know, very, very trendy. One of my videos I did was of a barbecue trailer, which you'll if you follow my channel, you'll see it. And then it was also our anniversary. I had planned a trip down south to what's called the Cowboy Dinner Tree. Now, it took about 2 hours from where we're at here to get there. Yeah, it was a really good dinner. We had a great time, but we didn't get back up here till, 11 o'clock at night. So, I mean, it's worth the drive. But we did go into Bend quite a bit, and just did things like that. But overall, I'll plug in some videos here of the campground, walking around it. They've got some neat, you got cabins you can rent. They've got a couple of teepees, which are really neat. They have a couple of different tent areas that you can set up tents. And then, like I said, I generally like to get full service hookups, power, water, sewer. This particular site, that's the other thing about 37, doesn't have the sewer hookup, so I'll have to hit the dump station on my way out and drain the black tank, which is not that big a deal. It just takes a couple minutes. But other than that, I'll show you the campground, kind of walk around with my dogs in the mornings while they take care of their business. And then they do have a dog park here. It's real small. Yeah, overall, we really had a great, relaxing weekend. Didn't think about work, didn't think about catering, didn't think about the cafe. It was just us relaxing, enjoying our time. And we did that. This accomplished it. we hope that we can get more trips in. I think this will probably be the last one this year, but then next year, hopefully springtime, I want to go down to where my sister lives in Utah. We'll probably take the trailer and then do some more. I want to go to Twin Falls, Idaho. There's some places that we were scheduled to go to Twin Falls this year, early spring, but then a snowstorm came through and there was no way we were going to make it. So I had to cancel that. There's a KOA out there. I had to cancel that. I'm going down to Cascade Locks down by Portland, just outside Hood River. The Dalles, I guess, is the real place we went. We went down there. There's a KOA there. It rained all weekend, but you know, it is what it is. I'd take the dogs out and walk around, but most of our time was just spent in the trailer because it was miserable outside. But over here in central eastern Oregon, you know, it's beautiful, and that's basically what we live in too. We're just south of where we live by quite a few miles, but same style of weather. So yeah, anyhow, I think I'm going to end this here. I'll plug in those videos I made and sign off. .30 in the morning. We have a great view. I'm gonna spin here. There's a trailer right there. Not bad. So they've got some nice horseshoe pits here. They've got a basketball court. And they got this really nice jungle gym set up for the younger ones, which is kind of neat. Sorry, the dog is wrapped around the other way. Go. Let's you come. Come on. Get. Anyway, nice jungle gym area. And then you've got the pool up here. So here's the pool area. They close it down at night and then they open it back up in the morning. It was full of kids by 9 a.m. I would say yesterday. So nice little patio area. Got the bathhouses. Come up here and you've got cornhole, which is kind of cool. And you got a seating area up here. This real quick. Laundry facilities back in here. So, got a couple of ping pong tables, some yard games, a lot of seating up in here. Grill. So they do have a little off-leash dog. What do they call it? Canine camp here. It is pretty small. You know, the lab, Quincy. He's got enough room just to kind of run around. Kip, he's just exploring. But yeah, not a bad view. Like I said, we're about 10 miles north of Redmond, Oregon, and puts us about 40 miles from north of Bend. So kind of out here along, I think it's Highway 97, not too far off. You can kind of hear the cars, but you're off far enough that it's not going to bother you. It looks like their DAR doing some cleanup around here. Trying to expand it a little bit. But yeah, not a bad place. good sized propane tank here. So if you had to refill propane, you can. The back side of the shop here. Look at all that wood. So if you need wood, they have wood. Of course, you know, you have to buy everything. So at all cost. Got these cool little carts up here for the kids to rent. They were running around those last night. Pretty neat watching that. And I've got a little general store in there. It's got all your basics. So if you forget something, you can go in and get that. So yeah. And then they looks like they have a dump station here and washout. So yeah, we'll be hitting this before we leave. Let's see. And you got your tent camping on this side. So overall pretty good. Let's see if we can see if anybody's over at the teepees. Yeah, there's people over at the teepees. So maybe later today, when people roll out of here, we'll go over and look at the teepees. They have ice cream in the evenings, on the weekends. They do pizza. You can order pizzas. They'll get you pizzas going. And then they do a little parade on Saturday nights with lights for the kids. But yeah, pretty nice. Alright, we're back over here by the teepees. Let's see if we can get in and see one here. See what the inside looks like. Alright. That one's open. We'll take a look at it here. Quincy, come. Let's look at this one. Cool. It's got some beds in here. Quincy. Come on. 6'5", a little harder to get in here, but look at this. You got all kinds of beds in here. It's actually nice and warm in here too. Got a seating area. Very cool. Yeah. So that's the opening right there. Gotta get back out of it. Oops, my finger's in the way there. You got a campfire out here. Got a picnic table. This view. Absolutely gorgeous out here. Beautiful day. Yeah. Well, I hope I covered this KOA here in Culver City pretty well. I did hook up the drone and flew it around, tried to take some video with it. You know, I should have planned out better. I got new phones since the last time I flew it, so I had to download the apps. Of course, now my main phone has a USB-C connection instead of a standard iPhone connection, so I need to get that adapter, things like that. So I'm not sure how well, if I'm going to be able to plug in that drone footage, but I'll try. If I didn't, you know, it didn't work out. Yeah, this is a beautiful campsite. We're glad we came down. Now we have about a 5-hour drive back home. But yeah, if you come down here, it's a great relaxing site, very family oriented, but peaceful. I am surprised. I mean, all the kids were well behaved, and we had no issues whatsoever. Yeah, we just really enjoyed our time here. So anyhow, like I always say, thank you for watching. You can do this too, whether you have a trailer or a tent. You know, just get out there and enjoy nature. Until next time, my friends, camp on.